Join us on the last bus home.
But it only works when there's chewing gum in your hair.
And how did you figure that out?
Mate, you get in... let's just say I get in situations sometimes. All right, we'll leave it there.
Okay. Just promise me you'll stay safe.
Always. So what you got? Anyway, what have you dragged me out for now?
Tonight, we're going to be checking in to some of the spookiest hotels on the planet. We're not doing bed and breakfasts. We're just going to be looking at cold spots and dubious white stains of ectoplasm on the wall, okay? We've got a bit of a global tour tonight, mate. So we're going to be obviously looking at a few English hotels, a few American hotels, Australia, Ireland, Denmark, South Africa, India, Thailand. So buckle up, because these places make Airbnb look completely legit. So what I've done is I've got a little list of some of the ones that I thought were the coolest. So there's a few famous ones, a few ones that movies have used, a few not so well-known ones, but all of them haunted as shit. So let's get cracking. So I don't want to spend too much time on English hotels because, to be honest, mate, we've kind of covered it. We've covered it in the Witch episode. We've covered it in England's Most Haunted. We've done the English hotels, but...
And we're bound to come across them again.
Exactly. A lot of history here. A lot of history. So I'll just briefly run over a few notable ones. So we have done this one, the Ancient Ram Inn, really old one. It's just because it's so old, dude. Wootton Under Edge, Gloucestershire. Sounds very posh. This one dates back to 1145. So this was the one that was referred to as England's most haunted pub. This was one I think we might have covered in the Witch episode because there's a lot of reports of apparitions of witches and various witches.
Yeah, I think the ramming witch thing, it gets mixed up with the succubus. And the old fella that lives there, the old roadie, he's very keen on his succubus, so show some respect.
And fair play. I mean, if you own a pub and you want to bring in the drunk punters, you make a story about a horny witch ghost, don't you? It's just what you do.
Well, you lay on a succubus, don't you? Because they're not looking for it to rain.
No.
They'll just accept appreciation and belief.
This is it. But a lot of ritual and sacrificial links to that place.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's a bit of a dark one. Moving on, I don't think we've covered this one, the Ettington Park Hotel in Alderminster, Warwickshire. So for any of our international viewers, these are some very posh places in the UK. That
Warwickshire. Oof.
Warwickshire just sounds good.
Yeah, an education or some money, or both.
This is it, but this place is a neo-Gothic mansion, so it looks badass. And as sightings of the ladies, as we've spoke about before, ladies in white, ladies in black, the grey lady. We love a lady in this country. She's a ghost. But it's had a few other things, a monk, an army officer, a man with a dog in the library, randomly enough. Lots of reports from the guests itself of books flying off shelves, footprints, apparitions, dare I say it, a few cold spots too. But this place, mate, you might recognise if you've ever seen the 1963 horror The Haunting. So this was used as Hill House. Check it out if you ever find yourself in Warwickshire for some God no reason.
I think of a reason I would be there on purpose. I'm not saying there's a problem with Warwickshire. I have no issue with it, but I don't think it's got really any need for me.
Okay, moving over to Rye in East Sussex, still keeping it posh, the Mermaid Inn. So this is a 600-year-old smuggling inn. So a bit of history here. It has multiple ghosts, including dueling highwaymen, whose fight replays standard lady in white. She moves around, she gets about. Wet footsteps from drowned smugglers. So, it's what they do. Plenty of rooms in this one. Hot spots, not just the one.
Hot spots. Now, if you had hot spots in Antarctica, you'd have me.
That'd be an issue, wouldn't it?
Well, that would be a sign of ghost.
And we've also got temperature drops, so we do have the classic cold spots. Sorry to piss on your bonfire there.
Well, you turned my hot spot into a cold spot by pissing on it, so there you go.
Moving over to Northumberland, the Schooner Hotel. Twice, mate, voted Britain's most haunted by the Poltergeist Society. Now, I tried to find this twice, but by the Poltergeist Society. Who is this society and where they are and who's the leader? Because I want to meet them. Tried to look for him, couldn't find anything about it. So if anybody has...
We've come across a couple of these dubious societies in our travels. I think I may need an episode, a society episode.
If anybody has any information on the Poltergeist Society, send it through to us, because I want to muscle in on whoever owns the Poltergeist Society, because I think it's going to be a nerd. I'm going to go in and I'm going to change things up.
I don't know. I think any users of the last bus should form a society.
That'd be good. Day Riders. Society of Day Riders.
And all 4 of our viewers, listeners, we can make an international... We could have international chapters.
Exactly. Well, we've already got our Virginia chapter, so to all our homies out in Virginia, we see you listening, and we like it. Let us know. Let us know what kind of messed up places you have in Virginia, because we want to check them out. And personally, I'd love to do an episode on something less known. I want to get into the crux of it. I want to get the people from those towns letting us know what messed up shit they've got going on, and we're going to take the bus and check that out. Lumley Castle, you ever heard of that one? County Durham, haunted by Lily of Lumley, thrown down a well in the 14th century. Sucks to be you.
Oh, wait a minute. Oh no, I was thinking Temple Newsom, that had a girl thrown down a well. No, I haven't. I don't think I'm aware of Lumley Castle. I should be, but I'm not sure.
Well, it's the White Lady.
Oh, classic.
I mean, come on, guys. Use some imagination. Stop with all the
they name themselves.
Ladies. Probably do.
Because
but this one,
is it based on the colour of their dress, or is it their general appearance? Because I'm not hearing a bloated blue-green or a partially rotten hue of brown, lady.
It's definitely down to fashion. But at this castle, people get dragged from the beds. We even had a whole cricket team that fled the room. So do you know what I mean? If you're scaring a cricket team, my God, you must be some diabolical demon. That's what I'm saying. Okay, so there's a few little notable mentions. I'm going to have a look in a bit more depth at one that I think this has the most kind of like cool history and therefore spirits. Have you ever heard of the Langham Hotel in London?
The Langham? No.
So the Langham Hotel, so it's located in London's Marylebone district. So it's opened in 1865 as Europe's first grand hotel, boasting innovations like, get ready for this, hydraulic lifts and electric lights. Ooh, damn. This was the height of opulence back in the day. If you could switch a light on. Yeah, man. Imagine walking to a hotel and flipping a switch and light comes on. You shit your pants.
So having lights and lifts, is that what makes a hotel grand? Or is there another thing? Or does it have to be bigger than a certain size? Or what made it grand?
I'd say just get a bit of technology in there. So, well, it became a hotspot for royalty, celebrities, and dignitaries. So I'm guessing this place is pretty grand. Oscar Wilde, Arthur Conan Doyle, and even Emperor Napoleon III during his exile. So its long history basically spans wars, lots of ownership changes. This place was BBC offices during World War II, so you know it's evil as shit. Countless guests. So it's earned its reputation as one of London's most haunted hotels. A few actual spirits sort of tied to this one. I'll run over a few because we've got a few characters here. The German prince. So this spirit is believed to be a nobleman who committed suicide by jumping from a 4th-floor window shortly before World War One. He's often seen in military attire, standing by windows or passing through closed doors. So again, mate, it's just spirit realm, replaying the energies, going through, nothing to see here, all above board. Sightings are frequent on the 4th floor and in the hallways, so that seems to be the general hotspot. So as I mentioned earlier, I'm not going to just brush over this. Emperor Napoleon III, the French leader, stayed at this hotel during his exile and died in 1873. So his spirit is said to linger in the basement, and he also travels up to room 312. So his apparition appears as a dignified figure, sometimes causing subtle disturbances like whispers or cold spots. So, he's not a bad dude. He's not like beheading people. He's just doing a little paranormal horseplay.
Whispers and cold, right, okay. So if I'm in the...
Whispers in French.
Oh, well, game changer. No, I mean, if I was in that pub, what is it, Langolier? Either way, I'm doing what I do in hotels with bubble gum in my hair and whatever. I wouldn't find whispering in my ear, French or not, to be very subtle. I'd find that incredibly upsetting. Just saying, I mean, but my version of subtle hauntings or subtle occurrences may differ from other people. I don't know if our listener out there is made of sturdier stuff, but this guy, it doesn't take a lot to spook him. I'm going to be completely open with you.
Fair play, mate.
I mean, I'm very spookable. Lee. I'm spookable, highly.
I think I'd be more aroused if I heard French whispers in my ear.
Which is why we've never ghost hunted together, Lee. Because
true, mate.
The last thing I want when I'm in a dark tunnel is to turn around and find your turgid member glowing in the dark mysteriously. It's just not,
mate,
not my bag, sir. Not my bag.
Don't hate on a man who makes his ghost hunting sexy. That's all I'm saying.
I have no issue with what you bring to the table when it comes to ghost hunting. I don't want it aimed at me because I am fully aware of what level of eye candy I am. And I understand that self-control is difficult when I'm around.
This is it. Keep your hands in your pockets.
Mm-hmm.
But moving on, the Victorian doctor, another spirit linked to the Langham Hotel. So this guy linked to a tragic double death, a doctor who murdered his bride on their honeymoon before killing himself. This ghost haunts room 333. He's described as a man in formal Victorian evening wear with blank glowing eyes and legs that fade away at the calves. Activity peaks in October for some reason, including bed shaking or figures hovering at the foot of the bed. So this Victorian doctor is a little bit more proactive than old Napoleon. Do you know what I mean? He's a bit more into the scare factor, which I like. And speaking of that, the man with the gaping wound, a gruesome apparition with a visible facial injury, often spotted loitering in corridors or near the elevators. His origins are unclear, possibly tied to World War II bombings that damaged the hotel. So finally, you got a bit of a ghost who looks gruesome. Do you know what I mean? No chicks dressed in long, flowing grey or white dresses.
Yeah, I don't want this misunderstanding, but sometimes it's nice to hear that we're branching out as a nation of ghosts.
This is it, mate. So we've got a lot of eyewitness accounts at the old Langham. As I mentioned earlier in the previous hotel, also a 2014 England cricket team. During a stay for a match, players like Stuart Broad, I don't know if you're a cricket fan, but I don't know any of these guys. So yeah, they experienced taps turning on by themselves, lights flickering, and an overwhelming sense of being watched, leading old Stuart to switch rooms. Spinner Muin Ali, another cricketer, felt a presence and heard strange noises. So yeah, his wife refused to stay due to fear of ghosts. So they just got out of there. So Stephen Finn reported his bed shaking violently. Captain Alistair Cook noted multiple team members and partners were spooked, with some unable to sleep. So these ghosts really took it to town on these cricketers. So paranormal investigator Dale Makin, not really heard of him, 2017. In a 48-hour investigation for the show Paranormal Truth, Makin stayed in room 333. Ooh, dicing with death there, buddy. And reported a lot of poltergeist activity, including objects moving and whispers. Probably Napoleon, he likes to whisper. He described it as one of the world's most haunted spots, with over 10 ghosts encountered by staff and basically a lot of guests. So I like that. I like that place. I'm not going to stay there. Not a massive fan of London, but if I do, who knows? I might see if I can outdo the cricketers. Okay, mate, so that was a few little English ones. Like I say, not going to dwell too much on that because we have covered a fair few hotels in our short existence on this podcast. I am now going to pop over the pond to America and a very famous hotel that you may have seen featured. Well, no, sorry, it wasn't featured. It was the real-life inspiration for Stephen King's novel, The Shining. So this is the Stanley Hotel in Estes Park, Colorado. So this was opened in 1909 and has long been associated with paranormal activity, largely amplified by its role as the real-life inspiration for, as I said, The Shining. So King stayed there in 1974, experiencing eerie isolation and nightmare about his son being chased by a fire hose.
A fire hose? A fire hose or hose made of fire? Like a load of hose chasing down the road.
Might be a bunch of hose on fire. Who knows?
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking, yeah. Like, whoa, that hose on fire. And she's chasing me. I mean, they're both pretty scary, both pretty frightening, to be fair.
That's it. So the property has hosted numerous investigations, including episodes of Ghost Hunters and Ghost Adventurers. So they've all been there. Often guided ghost tours as well, where visitors report...
Oh, quick question, sorry, Lee. Can I interrupt? Maybe we can have some comments on this one. Maybe this is our first fishing expedition for comments. But where do you come down on? Are you a Taps or are you a Ghost Adventures person? It's like your Coke versus Pepsi. Taps versus Ghost Adventures. I'd be interested to find out. Carry on, Lee, anyway.
But yeah, I'm going to disappoint you and maybe some other listeners, but I'm going to say neither. I'm keeping it true British. Whoa. And for me, it's Ghost Watch, the classic, and...
Oh, that was an episode, though.
Hey, mate, it's up there in the annals of all-time amazing ghost hunting.
So your favourite ghost hunting team is Michael Aspel? Was it Mike? No.
Michael Aspel is the boy.
Yeah, and Sarah Green. That's
Sarah Green.
That's what you're going to plant your flag on that. Okay.
Any day. And then the most haunted crew, including Derek. I've always got time for Derek. Really? Much of a knobhead as he is. Oh, he's dead, isn't he? Shit.
Yeah, show some respect.
Sorry, Derek.
He
was laughable.
He likes to drink.
He does, bless him. So getting back to it, we're talking about being chased by fire hose. So we've got some key paranormal occurrences in this place, and again, all centered around rooms. So room 217, this one is considered to be the most active hotspot of the hotel, haunted by the spirit of Elizabeth Wilson, a housekeeper who survived a 1911 gas explosion, but is said to linger. Unpacking guests' luggage, very nice of her, turning lights on and off, or tucking people into bed. That's a nice spirit. Do you know what I mean? Switching the lights off, unpacking your bags, tucking you into bed.
Yeah, right. Someone just walks in a room and says, "What are you doing?" I'm unpacking your bag. Oh, okay, carry on.
There you go.
Please.
Ain't nobody calling the Ghostbusters on that, are there? I'll have one of them. Give me a couple of them ghosts and tidy up my flat.
I'm getting the house. I'm getting the chambermaid's Hoover, and I'm hoovering that spirit right up. You're not going through my bags.
So, room 401, allegedly occupied by a male ghost who dislikes female visitors, with accounts of doors slamming, lights flickering, and a feeling of unease, physical touches. So, just a woman-hating ghost is what it is. So, yeah, the fourth floor, often cited for children's laughter and footsteps when no kids are present, possibly linked to the spirits of former nannies or young guests from the hotel's early days. So, kind of a grandiose selection of all kinds of spirits in this place. Quite a few eyewitness accounts as well. During a recent paranormal tour, most of these are going to be YouTubers because that's what it is now, isn't it? Long gone are the days of the BBC ghost TV.
Yeah. Well, nobody watches TV anymore, so.
And rightly so. So basically, I'll amalgamate this, but a lot of YouTubers have stayed here, a lot of bloggers, and they've all seen the same things. A lot of flickering lights. I kind of thinking if you're a ghost and you're in a hotel, you're going to mess with the lights. So that's kind of standard.
But is this the hotel that I remember watching? Again, I think Taps and Ghostbusters, Ghost Adventures have been there, but I'm not sure if it's the Stanley Hotel. It quite possibly is, but the rest, yeah, because it's Colorado. Anyway, the restaurant has a stream. There's like a spring, a water spring that goes through the hotel and it flows through the restaurant as a feature, not under the hotel, but there's an actual stream that flows through the actual restaurant itself as, like I say, as a feature. I'm not sure if it's this hotel, but either way, flowing water has a big effect on these things.
And also just open for all-time pranks. Just imagine sailing like a fake carcass outside the hotel down the river and then hearing all the restaurant people scream as it moves through.
No, I mean, this is more of a babbling brook. I'm not saying there's a full river flowing through the restaurant, because that would be quite a big restaurant. No, this is like just a babbling brook spring, just a bit of water.
Okay.
I think most you can float down it. Maybe a Georgie style paper like boat or something, but there is one hotel. I'm sure it's this one, but yeah, there's a running water, and we know that running water as springs are a source of haunting.
True. Well, if nothing else, you could still have a piss in it and laugh at all the restaurant eaters.
Well, you pee in it and you can splash people's spaghetti. What have you?
True, mate, true.
Yeah.
Well, the paranormal group Twin Paranormal, not sure if you've ever heard of those boys, but they investigated in 2023. They captured what they said to be a lot of evidence and classed this as the number one most haunted hotel in the world, which is a big claim, Twin Paranormal.
Well, I could go around the world and challenge that if I had some of that YouTube money behind me and and a bit of permission, from home. But I would happily go out and challenge this stuff. But in the meantime, you just have to settle for my incredibly unqualified opinion.
You need to start another YouTube channel doing ASMR. That's where the mega bucks are.
I need to step up my OnlyFans.
True, mate, true. More feet pics, Mr. Wilson.
I haven't branched that far out. At the moment, I'm just back in spider pics at the moment.
Elbow and armpits. I've seen it. I'm subscribed. So, keeping it in America, bud. The 1886 Crescent Hotel and Spa in Arkansas. So the 1886 Crescent Hotel and Spa, located in Eureka Springs, Arkansas, is widely regarded as America's most haunted hotel. Where have I heard that one before?
Really?
Basically seems like everyone wants this claim. As we know, going through Britain's most haunted.
I think every hotel owner wants it to be the most haunted, the most luxurious. Or
of course do, like every haunted pub in the UK.
Yeah. So I think we should just assume that every hotel featured in this conversation, in this bus journey, is the most haunted hotel in whatever place it's found in.
Yeah, I think that's the
In
best thing
fact,
to do, mate.
I think all of these places are the most haunted hotels in the universe.
There you go. How about that? That's a big claim. So I reckon there's some muffed up hotel in Alpha Centauri quadrant run by a load of haunted greys.
Exactly.
That'd be a good
And
idea.
none
for
of
a
none of
Netflix show.
those claims are balls either. They're all true.
This is it. Well, this place has a long history of tragedy and reported supernatural activity. So it originally opened, as the name suggests, in 1886 as a luxury resort. It later served as a woman's conservatory from 1908 to 1924, and then as the infamous Baker Cancer Clinic from 1937 to 1940. So Baker is from the guy Norman Baker, who falsely claimed to cure cancer. So this was a bit of a scandal back in the day, with ineffective treatments leading to numerous patient deaths. So the basement was repurposed as a morgue during this period. So you know there's a lot of bad energy there. 2019, staff unearthed over 100 bottles and jars containing medical specimens from Baker's era, which some believed intensified the hauntings. Of course it did. After reopening as a hotel in the 1940s following a major fire in 67, it has since embraced its eerie reputation with nightly ghost tours. So it's a place you might want to visit. So a few kind of specific hauntings. Again, we've got some associated with certain rooms. This place, room 218, is associated with Michael, an Irish stonemason who fell to his death during construction. Activity from this guy includes doors slamming, lights flickering, again, popular with the hotel ghost posse, shower curtains being pulled, unseen hands touching guests, often women.
Women's hands or women being touched.
Women being touched, mate. Michael got a bit handsy. That's what you do in the spirit realm. You either flick light switch on and off, you unpack people's bags, or you touch.
So that Mickey, you can't leave him anywhere.
This is it. Room 419 hosts Theodora, a cancer patient who fumbles with keys outside the door and tidies up after guests. Mate,
Bitch.
mate, these hotel ghosts are in a league of their own. Do you know what I mean? They're not exactly scary. They're not exactly standard ghosty. They're more like helping hands. I dig it. Why pay for staff at all?
Well, when you've got a ghost union behind you, what use them.
This is it. So in 2112, there was a strong scent of cherry pipe tobacco because this was the former office of a doctor, I'm guessing when it was the cancer place. Other rooms report blood dripping down walls or ghostly figures at the
Very
foot of
ethical,
beds.
very ethical for a cancer doctor to be smoking in his
That's what they
office.
did back in the day, mate. That's what they did. Want a lot to do. But now look at them. Now they're just haunting a hotel, unpacking people's bags. So these are real losers.
This Baker guy is a bit of an all round knob.
At this place, there's a lot of child and animal spirits as well. So Brecky, a 4-year-old boy who died of appendicitis complications in the early 1900s, is seen bouncing a ball the second floor hallways. Children often describe playing with a curly-haired boy in old-fashioned clothes. Morris, the hotel's marmalade tabby cat, who served as general manager until his death in 1994, is still heard meowing or seen roaming the property. You know, the spirit realm isn't just ladies in white and grey dresses or randy Irish dudes touching up the guests. Some kids and animals in there as well.
Yeah, I've got no feedback for a feline general manager. Perfectly plausible for me. Yeah, I've got no
olden days. It's not like now. It's not like 2020s where there's rules and shit.
No, they'll let any animals lead now. Yeah.
Mate, this was back in the day. This was when it was all kicking off. But as well as all that stuff I mentioned, all your usual phenomena, cold spots, orbs, EMF spikes when you have the ghost crew in there. Basically just your standard plethora of hotel hauntings on this one. I like the blood dripping down the wall. That did it for me. Much more satisfying than a ghost unpacking your bags.
Was there any blood coming down the wall at the Overlook, Stanley Hotel? I'm just trying to make a link with the blood coming out the lift.
Or Kubrick. So this hotel has been featured on shows like Ghost Hunters and Ghost Adventurers, where the investigators captured EVPs, whispers of "help me," and a plethora of other spooky sounds. As well as that, there's a lot of ghost tours around this place. So again, I think they're kind of like jumping on the fact that it's pretty haunted. Moving on to another hotel. Again, pretty famous one. So this is more of a hipster ghost story. The Hotel Chelsea.
Oh, is this the most haunted hotel in America?
Probably, mate. The hipsters are saying this is the most haunted one. So the Hotel Chelsea, located at 222 West 23rd Street in New York City, has long been renowned for not just its bohemian history, but also for some ghost shit as well. So residents, Bob Dylan, Patti Smith, Andy Warhol, all claimed that they were haunted. Not like they were on drugs or anything at the time. You know, these are clearly legit experiences. Built in 1884 as a cooperative apartment house and converted to a hotel in 1905, it's witnessed countless tragedies, including suicides, murders, overdoses, which many believe have left behind some bad energy. Reports of paranormal activity include apparitions, unexplained sounds, touches, lights flickering, faucets turning on and off by themselves, intense emotional energies felt by guests and residents. So, a lot of shit going on here. A few of the spirits we'll run through. A ghost just named Mary, the Vain Ghost or Titanic Ghost. So one of the most famous apparitions is Mary, a woman who reportedly survived the Titanic disaster in 1912 but lost her husband in the sinking. Overcome with grief while staying at the hotel, she hanged herself in a room on the 5th floor. A ghost is often seen in hallways, particularly under archways or near mirrors, where she primps and admires her reflection as if preparing to reunite with her lost love for one last ride on the old Titanic. Not in love, you're stuck in this shithole of a hipster hotel. But anyway.
Yeah.
Larry, the hipster ghost. Yep, that is generally what it's called. A chatty spirit from the 1960s era. Larry is known for engaging guests in conversations about the hotel's history.
Oh,
Yeah,
wearing half-mast.
This is it. Other ghosts and life philosophy. So he claims the hotel harbours a secret underground chamber that fuels its creative energy and emphasises that conduct matters more than art. So, I don't know, just a ghost who basically talks a load of bollocks at you while you're just trying to get down to the bar. We've all seen them dudes.
Or soaking on his vein.
This is it. Again, not a particularly scary ghost, but rather than flicking your light switches and unpacking your bags, he just bores you to death with a load of hipster history. Move on, ghost man. The Great Depression Orphan Boy. This mischievous child spirit from the 1930s is said to kick people in the shins before laughing and vanishing. I like that. Little mischievous ghost. It's kind of badass. He's tied to the economic hardships of the era. Okay. Whatever takes you to the spirit realm, you do you. Victoria, the Betty Boop ghost, a former call girl, matron, who styled herself after the cartoon character Betty Boop and died of AIDS in the hotel. Her image appears in mirrors, complete with signature bangs, startling all the guests. You know, it's a bit of a vixen spirit. So we've got loads of entities in this place. Some pretty messed up ones. We've got skeletons appearing in photographs, a floating disembodied clown head, okay, possibly poet Dylan Thomas, who died at the hotel in 1953. Hypnotic voices. Not sure, mate. Maybe he just liked to put on a clown mask.
There is a juggler.
Hypnotic voices luring people into womb-like purple room. An old-fashioned woman sobbing near the ice machine. A lecherous man in a wife-beater shirt. So all kinds of like random ghosts roaming this place.
A whole demographic's covered. Yeah.
Whole demographic. Imagine it's pretty messed up. We've got some recent, more up-to-date kind of sightings. somebody called Melly Pennington, who was a resident from 2011 to 2012. This was during the renovations. Pennington felt thick air and ghostly crowding in her apartment, including the lecherous man and others hiding from demolition. So I'm guessing when this place got smashed up and redone, a lot of these ghosts were like, what's going on here? Like, where am I going to go? I don't know, ghost. Maybe back to the spirit realm where you belong. But hey-ho. So that was that place, the little ghost hipster dive. So we're going to take it away from America now, mate. We've done England, we've done America. Let's go over the other side to our bros and sisters in Australia. The Russell Hotel. Okay, so the Russell Hotel could be, mate. Who knows?
The Russell Hotel. See what I did there?
Located in the Rocks district of Sydney, Australia, it's a historic boutique hotel built in 1887. A lot of these places were built in the 1880s. Might have been a prime time for the spirit realm. But get this. I mean, you guys have brought this onto yourself because this site was originally a convict hospital established in 1788. I know, let's take a convict hospital full of mad, crazy spirits. Let's build a hotel on top of it. That's a good idea. Jesus Christ, man. Have we not learned from the ancient Indian burial grounds? I don't know. So anyway, this site saw significant suffering and death, especially during the bubonic plague outbreaks in the early 1900s. Later served as a hostel for sailors and reportedly an unofficial brothel. So all kinds of crazy stuff's gone on in this place. The building's dark past includes documented murders, such as that of a sale or killed by a prostitute in what is now room 8, and the 1897 slaying of Senior Constable Henry Moreau, found with a mysterious wound to the back of his head. So, a lot of dark stuff has gone on. So much of the activity centres, again, like the other places, on specific areas. The downstairs sections, including the kitchen, bar and dining areas. Multiple witnesses have seen apparitions of a woman in white. The Australians haven't gone full board and they're not naming the lady in white. So well done, Australian people. You didn't follow the trend on that one. We've got like nurses dating back, I'm guessing, from its hospital days, just strolling through and disappearing. Rooms 20 and 24 are also noted for unexplained disturbances. Room 8 stands out as the epicenter of hauntings. Linked to the murdered sailor's ghost, as I mentioned, this spirit is said to manifest as a shadowy figure crouching or standing at the foot of a bed, often staring silently, particularly at lone female guests. Come on, spirit rail, what are you doing? Last thing women needs is dead men shitting them up as well. Again, a lot of eyewitness accounts at this place, a lot of people staying over. We've got the usual cold spots, self-moving doors, things like that. There was a lady, a journalist called Lucy Thackeray, a skeptic. She documented a 2015 overnight stay in room 8 for the Daily Mail. She said around 4 a.m. she awoke paralysed, feeling intense pressure on her chest, arms, forehead and cheek, as if something was gripping or pushing her down, making breathing pretty difficult. She heard loud creaks on the cupboard, saw flashes of light and sensed a strong presence in the room. The sensation lasted about 90 minutes before lifting, leaving her pretty scared, as you would be. Hotel staff have shared similar stories, so a lot of eyewitness accounts of this place, but again, you're building your hotel on top of a convict hospital. I'm sorry, but get what you're given on that one.
Well, you play silly games.
Okay, mate, moving on. Ireland. You ever heard of Ballygally Castle Hotel in County Antrim? So Ballygally Castle Hotel, Northern Ireland, along the Antrim coast, was constructed in 1625 by Scotsman James Shaw as a fortified residence during a time of unrest. The structure features thick stone walls, actually looks pretty badass. Got like all those like little loopholes for muskets and stuff from back in the day, turrets, used in like conflicts, the 1641 rebellion being one of them. So over the centuries, it's passed various owners, including the Shaw family, clergymen, coast guards, combating smugglers in the 1830s, before being refurbished in the 1950s and transformed into what we know today as a luxury hotel. Primary paranormal legend centres on Lady Isabella Shaw. So she was wife of Lord James Shaw. So according to the tale, after giving birth to a daughter instead of the desired male heir, her husband locked her in a small turret room at the top of the castle tower, starving her and separating her from the child. Pretty brutal, James. Get your shit together, bro. Desperate and driven mad by the baby's cries, she attempted to escape through the narrow window but fell to her death on the rocks below. Not great. A spirit is described as friendly but restless, okay? Wandering the corridors at night, knocking on doors as if searching for a lost child. So pretty sad on that one. Other reported spirits include Madame Nixon, a 19th century resident whose presence in the signalled by rustling of her silk skirts as she moves through the halls at night. Some accounts suggest up to 3 ghosts in total, with additional unexplained phenomena like eerie green mists hovering around the castle, mysterious nighttime noises, and feelings of unseen presences in the room. These lesser-known entities are tied to the castle's long history, but don't really go into the backstory of like Lady Isabella. These are more like sideline spirits. Lots of eyewitness accounts. BBC Radio Ulster did like a paranormal investigation there. Participants reported sudden temperature drops in the ghost room, a sensed dark figure lurking in the adjacent turret, and the bed depressing as if an invisible person had sat up. So I'll just note on to that little personal experience. My only true paranormal experience is where I remember being fully awake and being like, okay, what the fuck is happening right now? It's been when I've been in bed and I've felt something sit at the end of the bed or the bed depresses. I've had that a couple of times in my life, and each time have been really unexplained. And obviously at the time, I'm too shit scared to get up and be like, what was that? I'll just rather lay there, pissing my pants, trying to go to sleep. But the depression of the bed, it's a popular one. Don't know if our listeners have ever had that, but I certainly have, and it's quite unnerving, especially when you know no one else is in the room. Anyway, that's a dark hotel. Have a look into that place if you need. Same with the other ones. There's been quite a few paranormal investigations there. Lots of EVPs captured. Childlike voices, male voices, bit of all sorts. Speaking in Gaelic as well. So we have some native spirit tongue spoke there. So it was good to see. Keep the traditions alive. So, mate, moving on from Ireland to the lovely place of Denmark and the Dragsholm Slot Castle Hotel. So this one is old as shit. Dragsholm Slot, a historic castle in Denmark dating back to around 1215. Was originally built as a fortress by the Bishop of Roskilde and later served as a prison for nobility. Okay? Again, building these hotels on dark places, you're going to get ghosts. Just what it is. So over the centuries, it's endured sieges, fires, reconstructions, eventually transforming into a luxury hotel and Michelin-starred restaurant. Its dark past is a site of imprisonment, torture, and untimely deaths. So yeah, a lot of bad energy with this. Claims of over 100 ghosts lingering within its walls. The most commonly reported spirits include 4 active ones identified by psychics, mediums, and paranormal investigators who have visited the site. Let's let out a sigh. I'm disappointed in you, Denmark. The White Lady, believes to be Selena Bowles or Celestine, was a noblewoman who fell in love with a commoner stableman. Oh, that's a big no-no. She became pregnant out of wedlock and was walled up alive in the basement by her enraged father to conceal the scandal. A skeleton, still clad in the remnants of a white dress, was discovered bricked into the walls during plumbing renovations in the 1930s. Yeah, that's dark times. She fancied a bit of the stable boy, got herself knocked up. Now look at your love. You're in the walls.
Knocked up, locked up, walled up.
Exactly. She's often seen wandering the halls in a white gown, carrying a candle, or appearing at the foot of beds. Notice these hotels like that, noticing a bit of a theme. End of the bed, unpacking your bags, flicking on your light switches, or if you're a dude, getting handsy with the female guests. Sorry out, spirit world. Another prominent ghost is James Hepburn. No, not James Hepburn of Metallica, the Earl of Bothwell, and the third husband of Mary, Queen of Scots, who was imprisoned in the castle's dungeon after fleeing Scotland amid scandals, including accusations of murder. Chained to a pillar for years. He reportedly paced in circles until his death, aged 44, leaving grooves in the stone floor. That's sad. That's brutal. His mummified body is displayed at a nearby church. So if you want to go see that, check it out. His restless spirit is frequently heard rather than seen. Sounds of horse hooves and carriage clattering into the courtyard echo at night. So yeah, bit of a sketchy place. Another sigh, the Grey Lady, a former maid or housekeeper, suffered from a severe toothache that led to a fatal infection. Man, 1200s are grim. Despite treatment from the castle's lord, that shit got infected and she died. Now she's a spirit. But we have quite a few spirits in this one. We've got a bishop. We've got plenty of eyewitness accounts. Grey Lady features heavily in this one. So, Catholic bishops, all sorts, mate, all sorts. It's got a dark history, dark history. Not too sure on Denmark's paranormal past, but we might need to do a bus home there because I think there's some dark shit. Okay, mate. Moving on. What I'm going to do is we're going to finish her up with a few hotels out there. Okay, so I'm going to pop over to South Africa and the Nottingham Road Hotel. Okay, the Nottingham Road Hotel, often called Notties Hotel, is an historic establishment. It's in the Midlands of South Africa, originally built in the mid-1800s. Okay, it's known for its charming countryside setting. It's got a cosy pub, reputation of one of South Africa's most haunted spots. There you go. Maybe the most haunted hotel in South Africa. I'm not too sure.
Probably.
So this one's probably, mate. This one's primarily due to the ghost of a woman named Charlotte who is said to linger there. So Charlotte, who lived during the Second Anglo-Boer War era around 1902. So accounts vary slightly from what I found, but the core kind of story describes her as a beautiful woman, possibly a prostitute, barmaid, chambermaid, or hotel guest who fell deeply in love with a British soldier, as you do. Devastated by rejection or news of his death in battle, she reportedly took her own life by jumping from the balcony of room 10. Throwing herself down the staircase, or possibly being pushed during a confrontation. Who knows? All we do know is that she died in dark circumstance. Her spirit is described as gentle and house-proud, not malevolent, which you seem to find that from the female spirits. It's more the guy spirits are the troublesome ones. So in this one as well, I found a lot of reports on tidying and rearranging from those cheeky ghosts. Charlotte is said to unpack guest bags, fold and put away clothes, straighten bedding, and adjust flower arrangements. Very nice of her, considering the tragic history. Much appreciated, Charlotte. You're not getting paid either way. Lots of eyewitness accounts on this one. Lots of guests find the luggage unpacked, similar to one we had earlier. Broader reports from guests include sightings of apparitions. CCTV as well captures a lot of anomalous footage. So, maybe check this one out. Okay, so moving on to our last two hotels now. Going to Mumbai, India, the Taj Mahal Palace. So the Taj Mahal Palace Hotel in Mumbai opened in 1903. It's renowned for its luxury and historical significance, but also because it's haunted as shit. The most prominent ghost story revolves around W.A. Chambers, the English engineer who oversaw the hotel's construction after the original architect passed away. So according to legend, Chambers was a perfectionist who left for a trip to England after approving the blueprints. Upon his return, he discovered a major error. The hotel had been built facing the opposite direction. what a blunder, from his intended design. With the entrance overlooking the harbour instead of the city. Devastated by this irreversible mistake, Chambers reportedly took his own life. Now, that's a guy who takes his work a bit too seriously. Just build another hotel, you dipshit. You know what I mean? Since his death, Chambers' spirits is just said to linger, probably being an arsehole and questioning why his hotel was built the wrong way around. He remains on the upper floors. Guests and staff have reported seeing a translucent male figure matching Chambers' description. So one well-known incident involves a hotel staff member who was allegedly knocked unconscious by an invisible force while attempting to steal silverware from the premises. So whatever ghost saw that for, you ain't nicking on my watch, love.
Not today. Not today.
Chinned him. That's what happened. So this is interpreted as Chambers' ghost protecting the hotel's integrity. And why not? Why the hell not? Again, similar to a lot of our other ones, lots of eyewitness accounts, your standard cold spots, your lights switching on and off. The hotel's turbulent history, including the 2008 Mumbai terror attacks, where parts of the buildings were damaged. Obviously, this is going to bring some sadness into the story. A lot of ghosts are going to linger by this, but it's led to a lot of people to speculate that residual energies or spirits from that event probably added to the overall hauntings, which, as you know, I'm a man of science, so I'm on board with all that. Energy can be added onto energy. I believe that's the way it goes. So yeah, if you're ever in Mumbai, India, stay at this place if you want to get scared. Okay, lastly, mate, we go over to Thailand, to Bangkok, to the Asia Hotel. So the Asia Hotel, now known as the Asia Hotel, you have to apologise for my pronunciation on this one, Ratchathani. So this was after renovations. And it's, get this, rumoured as one of Thailand's most haunted accommodation.
Yeah, way.
So yeah, man.
No.
True blue.
I don't believe you.
So it's got, well, a very eerie reputation on this one, stemming from its dim, dated atmosphere in the old wing and reports of supernatural activity dating back at least 15 to 20 years. Guests and staff have described an unsettling vibe, including misty corridors, unexplained noises, apparitions, often tied to tragic events like the 1988 fire at Bangkok Hotel. Sometimes linked to the Asia Hotel in folklore, but that claimed 13 lives, so probably a lot of energy lingering over from that, including a Singaporean singer whose burned body was found in the nightclub. Grim. The old wing is particularly notorious with sightings of a ghostly woman with long black hair and a child running through the halls or standing beside beds. Many attribute the hauntings or unrested spirits from the fire or the hotel's age. So I'm guessing the fire took a lot of people and, you know, they're now haunting it. With this place, it was mostly like auditory disturbances, a few visual apparitions, shadowy figures, ghostly faces appearing in mirrors, people experiencing sudden goosebumps, extreme unease in certain rooms, again, lights, toilets flushing. So, you know, just standard kind of like naughty poltergeist activity, I think, with this one. Again, lots of eyewitness accounts, people seeing, you know, faces, as said, in the mirrors. These are like groups of people staying there. During a religious trip, several temple friends experienced automatic toilet flushing in the middle of the night and chanted scriptures to stay calm. Yeah, I'm sure that did a lot of good. A family checking in claimed to see charred figures crossing the lobby, probably dating back to the fires. So again, a lot of energy replaying itself in this bad boy. So yeah, if you ever want to go to Thailand and you're up for a scare, check that place out.
Toilets flushing themselves.
This is it. Well, to conclude, mate, so that was our list of haunted hotels there. I take the Spirit Realm hotel contingency as less malevolent, a little bit more mischievous, but also incredibly helpful. I mean, pretty much all of those reports reported unpacking bags, folding of clothes. You know, I ain't mad at a ghost haunting. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Now, I found a few of them got a bit handsy.
Yeah, a few got handsy, which, hey, it's a spirit world. What can you do? There aren't no rules. So, mate, don't know if you've ever stayed in a haunted hotel or not, but I hope that's ignited your fire to maybe do one time. And again, don't be perturbed by any dubious stains. So, yeah, I hope you enjoyed that little trip around some hotels. Didn't include any Airbnbs in that because they're shit.
But yeah, I'm sure we'll revisit some other hotels.
Now we've racked up a lot of air miles and bonus points for these hotels. We're going to, unfortunately, take the bus back to Yorkshire and get back to it, mate. So I will catch you on the next one, brother. Ding, ding.
Ding, ding.
Peace.